What if I tell you today that in IC 2016, so in 4 months, all the entities in the world will implement the new customer flow? And this world new is quite funny, I think, because this is something that has been in the air since the first time I went to an XPRO 2 years ago. So it's not that new, but I think like a lot of entities, including the entity that I belong to, ISEC UK, denied the fact that we need to change in order to provide better experiences. So yes, that's the goal of this session. The session is that you have a clarity towards having 5 next steps, clear things that each entity, the entity that you belong to, need to take in order to implement the customer flow. Yeah? Because if you see youth peak insights, or if you see how our context in Europe is, you understand like businesses, organizations are being transformed by this digital era. Yeah? Well, when was the last time, yeah, you checked something in a book? Imagine you have no clue about certain thing. I'm sure you Google it. You don't go into an encyclopedia. And if you think about when was the last time you used a tour agency to buy a flight to go to other country, I think like maybe you've never been into a tour agency, because that kind of business didn't transform. They didn't transform themselves. So then new businesses took their places. And that's the sort of the risk, but at the same time the opportunity that ISEC has right now. The opportunity of changing. This organization is widely recognized because of the speed of change. If you see, I think that we are unique in the fact that every year we remove and change all our management. Yeah? But for 2 years we haven't been able to change the way we do things globally. And this is the time. Because after ISEC 2020, we set this ambition of being accessible everywhere, anywhere. Yeah? And this is really important, because if we don't change, if your entities don't adapt themselves to this new context and don't take advantage of it, it will simply destined to fade and destined to disappear. And what we're gonna do here is focus on these 4 phases, because it's common to see the flow as a whole. But what we've learned in ISEC UK, implementing the customer flow, is that the key is on how you set resources on each of the phases. Because implementing each phase very well is the fundamental part for the change. Because I know entities, and for example Colombia, I know it's really good in terms of attraction, because we have a lot of presence in our university market, so the people come to us and we attract a lot. But we've always lacked this consideration stage. So we had thousands of people that were never contacted. Or we always struggled building brand advocates. And that's the tricky thing. I keep seeing entities that keep asking like, oh yeah, we need to grow in exchanges, so we're selling, yeah? Always focusing on attraction, without understanding that now sales and marketing are mainly focused on consideration. Because so many times you will visit a website or you will access to service that you are not sure that you should buy. So in each of the flows, in each of the phases, we will review those things that are fundamental to change. And then, if that's not enough, we will provide you with insights and experience of entities that have already implemented this. So then, this question of what is stopping you to implement the flow will be answered. There will be no other question. And now, at the end of this conference and at the end of this session, each entity from Europe will commit themselves to change, will commit themselves to make a new ISEC, an ISEC that is accessible, and an ISEC that is aligned to what the context is shouting for us.